paying a second visit to historic Baoliang, witnessing the changes afoot.
And this way, there used to be a campsite, but it's now become a coffee shop.
Whether toiling in the fields or drinking up the tranquil atmosphere, the improvements that have taken place here are perceptible.
哦，你去哪里了？
Let us find out how these have been achieved.
A very happy new year to all of you. A new start to a new year, and we have something new for you too. Today we're going to be visiting some old friends to see the new changes that have taken place to an old and familiar place.
The small village of Baoliang in the county of Chiang Mai credits itself with over 300 years of history. Thanks to the phenomenon of rural tourism, it has now become hugely popular for day trippers.
Well, there used to be absolutely nothing here. I remember having caught a chicken over there and built an oven in which to cook it. And this way, there used to be a campsite, but it's now become a coffee shop. In just a little over a year, a lot has happened here, and the improvements have been striking.
Viewers may recall that I came to Baoliang in a previous episode. Despite the fact that the village had only just opened for business when I was last here, I still had a great time. After more than a year of absence, I now return to find the changes staggering.
Hey, 亚超
Hello， 燕，
你好
啊，你好，
咕咕不记哦。
对，好久不见了。
对呀，你怎么样？
还行吧，对。
我看咱们这个宝良村这个改变实在太大了哈，变得很漂亮啊，很多新的东西，包括咱们这个咖啡店，好像去年没有哈。
对，年多的时间，我们和小伙伴也是一直在村里面去打造，去做很多东西了。所以你可以先坐一下，我去冲泡一杯咖啡，让你来品尝一下。
好啊，
那我们再慢慢聊。
好啊，
好，
去
坐一下。
Wang Mochao is an old acquaintance of mine. At the end of 2018, he and a group of like-minded individuals decided to kick off the project to transform Baoliang.
刚现磨现冲的。
A cup of hot steaming coffee on a cold winter's day. Lovely. 好浓啊，香醇的，可以这么说啊。
可以试一下，感觉怎么样？
跟上次来的感觉真不一样哈，在这个吧台呀，喝杯咖啡看风景，真的不一样的感觉啊。
对，就是我们回到村里面了嘛，就在乡野旁，在田野旁边就建一个这样的咖啡屋起来，在这里坐着喝咖啡啊。看一下下面的田野的风光，这样就是可以非常舒服。
那你们为什么现在就把这个主产业就做咖啡呢？
我们村从1942年开始就大面积的种植咖啡了，也是属于福山最早种植咖啡的4个村落之一。所以我们回来创业一开始回来第1年，我们就是在租地去种植咖啡。你刚刚来说没有看到嘛？因为去年，因为我们咖啡是3年它才挂果，所以今年也是第3年，咖啡开始有果了。所以我们从去年底开始，慢慢的去把这个咖啡品牌去做起来。
Coffee holds a special significance for Baoliang, being as it is one of the oldest coffee-growing villages in Chiang Mai.
这咖啡的话，它是不需要农药和化肥的。
哦，它就自然长得非常好，是吧？
对，我们就会投放一些有机肥，像蚯蚓粪啊、牛粪啊。
那吃的非常放心哈，是绿色食品哈。
对，就是我们都是平时也不打药嘛，都是送那种有机肥，所以小时候啊，我们经常会摘这个咖啡果来吃啊。
可以直接吃哈？
对，
不怕哈。
对。然后去摘的时候就是一边摘一边吃，然后就是根本停不下来。
你觉得差不多不？
差不多了，走。
好，
我们准备要拿去晒，看摘多少。
哇，你好厉害！你看你这么多，就这么一点点。
你像看我们摘这么多啊，其实需要6斤这样的咖啡鲜果才能烘焙出一斤的咖啡豆。
1斤哦，那1斤的咖啡豆能够喝多少杯咖啡
？1斤的咖啡豆的话，大概在60杯左右。
60杯啊，那还是不错的。
对，15克1杯嘛。
那下一步呢是什么呢？
下一步的话，我们要拿去晒。
去晒？
对，要把咖啡拿去晒。
好，我们走吧。
走了。
The ripe coffee beans are picked before being laid out and sun-dried.
这种 过程只能是人工，对吧？
对，因为在挑豆这一个的话，就是纯人工啦，因为机器你很难的能够去挑选出来。
是，
光挑要挑好几遍，到最后要烘焙之前也要挑，烘焙后还要挑。
啊，不止一次啊。
对，不止一次。
Freshly picked coffee beans take about 1 month to dry in the sun. In 2020, Wang Mouchao and his friends registered Baoliang Coffee Works, whose activities involve planting, growing, and selling coffee. Currently, they cultivate over 200 mu, or roughly 133,000 square meters of land.
对，这个就是刚刚里面晒干后的豆了
啊，就1个月左右吧。
对，这个已经存放超过3个月了。这个是去年的豆。
哇哦！
去年摘下来的豆，然后晒干了之后，我们要存到仓库里面去存放，要超过3个月之后，我们再拿出来烘焙。
为什么要放在仓库呢？
放在仓库里面去，让它存放有这样的一个沉淀的过程，它的口感还会更好。对，
明白。
现在就可以大家去进行烘焙了。
喂。
Roasting coffee beans in a large iron wok is the original method used here in Fushan. Nowadays, with automated roasters and grinders widely available, few still roast the beans in this way. But here in Baoliang, traditional methods are alive and well and available for visitors to try out.
Well, this is the second time for me to roast coffee beans in this traditional way in a massive iron wok. This time seems a little bit hotter and more hard work than last time. I'm not sure why. Now the beans here we can see are slowly turning from that sort of greenish light brown colour to that lovely rich dark coffee bean colour that we all know and love. Oh, and they're beginning to smell like it too. Eh? 终于好了。喂，期待放在这里。Oh, smells beautiful. Fresh coffee beans. And there we have it, freshly roasted coffee beans the Hainan way.
The whole process from tree to cup takes 120 days. Brewing your very own cup of traditionally sun-dried and roasted coffee is an experience unto itself.
磨完了，香味已经出来了。
哦，那确实，好香，你闻一下。It's lovely. It's really nice. Okay.
Baoliang coffee is rich and aromatic with hints of fruit and no bitter aftertaste.
然后
哈哈，
试一下。
要不要干杯？那算了。Oh, it's lovely. It's really aromatic.
这冲泡的咖啡感觉怎么样？
我觉得非常好，有不浓但有不淡，就是刚刚好，我感觉。
对，手冲咖啡的话，它就会比较润一些。
Some say that Hainan's appeal lies not only in its superb scenery, but in the fragrance of its local coffee. Now you can enjoy your very own cup of pour-over coffee while taking in Baoliang's beautiful scenery. A delight, to say the least. I, for one, am as high as a kite. Perhaps I ought to start drinking decaf. Coffee-related activities apart, a range of other participatory pursuits has been introduced since I was last here.
然后像今天我们要做的，就是类似一个这样的一个形态。那之前我们做的一个小的房屋，对，
一个样品，这个呢漂亮，好可爱呀。
在这样的原型基础上，我们再去做出一个我们想要的一个小鸟的，可能这个要再大一些。拿这个木板轻轻的，不需要太用力，对，它就会慢慢的下去了。对，锯子的话不需要太用力的，就这样慢慢的去摩擦它就可以了。
Oh, this last piece probably not very successful. I think it's going to be a bit wonky. 哦，确实有一点点不平，怎么办？
一会儿我们再慢慢的去再削一下就可以了。
好。
The carpenter is one of China's more highly regarded artisans. With its long history and wealth of tradition, many wooden sculptures and artifacts can be found dotted around Baoliang. For this reason, the village has decided to offer woodwork as one of its guest activities.
钉在这里。
大概这儿，我看一下。OK。 almost there, almost there. 哎，出不来。哦，哎 ，wonderful. Oh, perfectly round.
把这里锯了。
Okay. Okay, so next step is just to cut these little corners off here so that they'll fit nicely under the eaves of the roof. Okay, so back to the vise. Wrong way. Okay, here we go. Ooh, nice and tight. Okay.
Put all the pieces together, daub it with your preferred colours, put your signature on it, and you have the perfect gift.
Hey, this is my little present to the birds. Unfortunately, they're going to have to wait about 2 hours for the paint to dry, and then I'll come back and I'll go and I don't know 我们要做什么？你把这个挂起来，还是说我们就？
一会儿它干了，我们就拿它去挂起来。
Wang Mo Chao informs me that Baoliang is home to a plethora of parrots, and that my gift would be an ideal home for one of them.
来，现在就是我们鹦鹉的一个养殖基地了。
美妙的鸟歌声。
对，
哎呦，
来，强哥，
哎，你好。
好。
握手。
负责人强哥啊。
你好，你好。哇，这里怎么有这么多鹦鹉呢？
对，
我们就是专门搞这个养殖的，野生动物养殖。
哎，那总共有多少个品种呢？
现在有30来个品种。
这个是不是南美洲？
对，这个南美洲，然后非洲啊，然后东南亚都有。
The newly established parrot breeding base provides sanctuary to a multitude of different varieties. It was opened to the public on New Year's Day 2022. If all things avian are your cup of tea, then this is not to be missed.
来一个温顺一点的哈。哎，哇，就这么简单。它不会咬人吧？
不会。
哦，你去哪里了？Hello， 来，你叫什么名字？不自我介绍吗？我叫Ian幸会。哦，
叫半板。
哦，还吃我耳朵呢。别，不好吃吧？像我今天给你们带来了一个我自己亲手做的鸟窝，对，能送给你们吗？
可以。
我看一下。那你放在这儿，他们不好，刚好哈。那放在那儿，他们会直接搬进来吗？还是？
会，他们都会自己进来。后面我们再往里面放一点，就是木屑之类的，它就会进来。
Baoliang has succeeded in attracting a number of outside entrepreneurs to set up shop. They were drawn here by the village's rich and diverse resources.
去年年初他们就搬过来的，他们来到这里找到我们，然后是他们说他们是养殖鹦鹉的，养殖鹦鹉这样养鸟类嘛，跟我们古村这样的一个状态不冲突，对吧？他们去养殖了之后，又可以成为我们村的一个新的项目，我们就把村里面这个很好的一块林地，对吧？这些大榕树底下去养殖这个鹦鹉，这个只是我们的第一个项目。未来的话，我们也希望有更多的这样的相关的，像不管是做民宿啊、做书屋啊等等这些。有资源的，喜欢乡村的人都可以加入进来。
Having enjoyed the encounter with my flying, feathered friends, I go for a stroll down the small, winding village streets. Although a year has gone by, the place still exudes an air of simplicity and tranquility, despite having changed so much in the interim.
哎，我看咱们村里面新加的东西真的很多啊！
对，
就包括那个小木桥啊，去年那个亭子也不在啊。
对。
但我记得去年好像在那个稻田里，是不是插秧了还是？
对，下面就是你去年插秧的地方而且还在田埂上放了风筝。
哦，对。
现在是有水稻成熟，带你去体验一下割稻谷，好不好？
可以啊，走吧。
行，我带你去看。
The rice fields are bathed in golden sunshine as the ripe ears gently droop off the rice stalks. 'Tis a scene of plenty.
割稻谷的话，它也是有技巧的啊。看好了，割稻谷的话，我们要从上往下斜着割。你看啊，
为什么斜着呢？
割人用刀的话，会从下往上。你看，如果你从下往上割的话，你割完了之后，那个镰刀是往脚打的，对吧？往手这里打的，所以就很危险。
这样子，
对，掌握这个正确的使用方法的话，就不会让自己受伤。
Cutting the stalks and threshing the ears of rice are among the most common agricultural tasks here in Hainan. Now, though, these have become one of the most popular interactive undertakings in the village.
过来，我教你怎么样去用这一台机器啊！
哇，我没见过这个东西。
你先放旁边，你先放旁边，我
旁边
看啊。
它还能
拿脚
动
踩啊，对。
哦。
踩好了之后，我们这么打，看好了，稍稳。很快就直接就把它打完了啊！
我踩一下。
你自己踩来感觉一下。
哎呦。
对，就跟着它的节奏来踩就行了。
OK， one。
对。
But after a little over a year, I find myself once again in this paddy fiddling with rice. Although these ears are not my own handiwork, they do allow me to draw a line under paddy fields and rice and somehow complete the rice cycle from the planting to the reaping. Hey.
In spite of its recent successes, Baoliang is still searching for new breakthroughs. By constantly employing the wide variety of resources at its disposal, Baoliang manages to treat its visitors to one surprise after another.
这里的话是一户酿酒的人家，他们家的话是3代都是酿酒的。
那都是用传统的手法来做，是吧？
对，就是我们刚刚割的那个本地的富硒的米，然后来用我们传统的方式来进行酿造的。走，
好，
我们进去看一下。
好。
点哥，点哥，看这是我们酿酒的
你
哥，
打扰了哦。
对。
Baoliang is endowed with fragrant fruits and seasonal vegetables all year round. Wang Mochao and colleagues make full use of these conditions to provide punters with some prepossessing pleasures.
有一个清淡的香味儿哈，这里面是酒吗？
哦，那是我们已经煮好的米饭，就是我们煮那米饭来搞酒，先把那米饭煮出来，再把它晾凉后，再拌那些酒脂。
那像这里面有多少米呢？有多少斤呢？
这里面有12斤米，到然后能酿出12斤酒。
12斤？
对。
多了。
像我们这一个米啊，它是属于糙米。你看这个米的话，它是很黄，你可以试一下它的味道，也可以拿来试一下。
可以啊。
对，就是这样。
哪一个？哇，有点烫。哦，
烫。
硬硬的那种哈。
对。
还有这个壳在下面是吧？
营养就都还在，像我们现在平时吃的都是以精米为主。
这营养很丰富吧，应该是。
The rice is spread out and left to cool. Then the yeast is added and the rice is packed into containers and left to ferment.
然后你要放在这里面多长时间？
要1个多月。
哦，这么久啊？
起码要1个月以上。现在我们要把它盖住，封掉。
哦，这个就是盖的。
我先把它盖上。
好。哦，还要加一点塑料。
这样绑住就
不漏气啊。
不要给它漏气啊。
好。Well, sadly, I won't get to taste this, the fruits of my labour. It'll be ready by about the Chinese New Year. So I'd like to take this opportunity to wish whoever drinks this, my liquor, a very happy Spring Festival.
Distillation is the final step in the traditional winemaking process. The fermented rice is placed into a large wok, which is then covered by a specially designed pot and cold water added to the reservoir on the top. The moisture in the rice evaporates, and when the vapor meets the cool top of the pot, it condenses to become an alcoholic beverage.
哦，这个酒已经开始滴出来了。
有酒滴出来了。
要接它吧？
吸一下吧。
怎么接？哦，就直接先用手指接它。
用手吸一下吧，用手吸一下吧。
好，快点，哎，出来了。好香啊，真的好酸甜的。nice。不裂，要按照这个管子是吧？
要用那管接那酒流下来啊。
是不是竹子做的？
竹管
啊，竹管到那里面去，哦，太好了，它会慢慢的滴出来。He's now covered the top of that because obviously when the alcohol comes down here, it's going to be hot, so some of it will evaporate. And so in order to stop that from happening, he's put something on the top of it. So that's good. Okay, now all we have to do is wait.
There is so much to do in Baoliang. The typically Hainan home brewery and tofu workshop, as well as the farming activities, are all proving favourites. Wang Mochao and friends are working hard to place this vintage village firmly on Hainan's tourist trail.
现在国家也是在大力的去支持我们的一个乡村振兴，所以我们回来去在做这件事的时候，得通过我们的摸索，去慢慢的去积累经验，同样去吸引各方面的资源嘛，也过来一起注入，去加入到我们乡村振兴的一个行业中来，去丰富我们整个乡村的体验。
那你未来有没有一个很具体的一个发展计划呢？
可能3到5年内去把这个宝良古村去完善，达到一个独立运行的一个状态吧。然后我们再去进行第2个、第3个江村的接着开发。对，
那我祝你这个宝良的旅游项目取得圆满成功。
好，
加油！
感谢，
Idyllic rice paddies in lush surroundings. Baoliang is a fitting location for a weekend away with friends or family to savour a coffee or indeed sample something stronger. So this year, why not come and see for yourselves Baoliang 2.0? This is not my first expedition to Baoliang, however, it is still capable of surprising me. In just one short year, this village has been transformed almost beyond recognition. I'm sure that the new year will bring ever more positive changes to this picturesque and historical little village. Baoliang, until the next time, adieu!
这里是海南卫视。